All right, so now we're going to look at multiple digit multiplication. Again, we're going to start with the models first, go to the algorithm second. So if you watched the previous video about single digit multiplication, hopefully these models should look familiar to you. They're like our models where we took a number and we broke it up into expanded form. But this time I've got multiple digits. Both numbers have more than one digit. That's why it looks a little bit different. So let's kind of piece this problem together. So it looks like over here on my length, I've broken up a number into 20 and 2. So if I were to take those two numbers, add them together, that gives me a number of 22. And up here on my width, I've broken up this number into 20 and 6. So that would give me a factor of 26. Okay, so I know that the fact that I am demonstrating here is 26 times 22. But again, I don't know that off the top of my head, and that's the whole point of this model, is to help us break this down into easier parts for us to piece together. So just like before, I'm taking the number on top, multiplying it times the number on the side. So I'm going to start with just this box here and do 20 times 20. 20 times 20 is going to give me 400. And then I'm going to come to this bottom box down here, and that's the number 20 times 2, which would give me 40. This box right here would be 20 times 6, which is 120. And our final box down here is going to be 6 times 2, which gives me 12. Okay, so in order to figure out what the product of 26 times 2 is, I've got to take all of these partial products and add them together. I'm going to come over here to the side to do that. So I have 400, 120, 40, and 12. So let's add these together. So 3 zeros plus 2 still gives me 2. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I have a product of 572. Oops, I just realized you couldn't see it. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Again, I've taken a number, I've broken it up. So 40 and 3 would give me a factor of 43. 30 and 7 would give me a factor of 37. But again, we've broken it up into easier parts, so that way we can find all of our partial products, add them together. So my first step here, 30 times 40. Well, if I cover up those zeros, I know that 3 times 4 gives me 12, but I need to add those 2 zeros back. So 1, 2. So 30 times 40 gives me 1,200. 30 times 3 is going to give me 90. 7 times 40, 280. And then 7 times 3 gives me 21. So just like before, I need to take all of these partial products and add them together. So I'm going to do that over here on the side. So 1,200, 280, 90, 21. So here we go. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 just gives me 1. 8 plus 2 gives me 10, plus 9 more would give me 19. So write the 9, carry the 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. So the product of 43 times 37 is going to be 1,591. Okay, so in the whole point of these models is we're taking up a factor, we're breaking it down into expanded form. That way it's easier to find those partial products and then add them all together at the end. Okay, but let's talk about what the algorithm would look like. So I'm going to make up a problem here. Let's say our problem is going to be 437 times, I don't know, 24. Sure, that sounds great. Okay, just like before, we're following the same steps here as single digit multiplication. So I still want to put the number with the least digits on the bottom. Remember in the last video, we said it's the number with the least amount of numbers. So 24 has the least digits. So I'm going to put 24 on the bottom, 437 on the top. Again, just like before, I'm going to start by multiplying the entire top row by the ones place in the bottom. So what's in the ones place is the 4. So my first step is 4 times 7, which would give me 28. So I write the 8, carry the 2. Then I have 4 times 3, which gives me 12, plus 2 more, which would give me 14. So write the 4, carry the 1. And then 4 times 4, which gives me 16, plus 1 more, which would give me 15. Now, when we did single digit multiplication, that was it. We were done. But I've only multiplied that top number by the ones position. I still got to multiply by the number that's in the tens position. So this is where you will hear me say all the time that it's now time to think like a chicken. And what chickens do is they scratch out things in the dirt. So we scratch out the numbers that we have carried, and chickens also lay an egg. We put a 0 down here at the bottom. Now, the reason we put a 0 at the end of our second partial product is to represent that there is nothing in the ones place right now, and now I am multiplying by the tens place. So my next step is to multiply the entire top row by the tens place in the bottom number. So here we go. I have 2 times 7, which is going to give me 14. So I'm going to write the 4, carry the 1. Then I have 3 times 2, which is going to give me 6, plus 1 more, which gives me 7. And then 4 times 2, which is going to give me 8. And once I have both those partial products, it's now time to add those partial products together, just like we did with our models. So let's add those partial products. I have 8 plus 0, which gives me 8. 4 plus 4, which gives me 8. 5 plus 7, which gives me 12. So write the 2, carry the 1. 1 plus 1, which gives me 2, plus 8, which gives me 10. And then don't forget that comma, put it in its appropriate place. So my answer to 437 times 24, I get a product of 10,288.